There are shows with psychics.
And there are shows with doctors.
But there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
and street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc, and it starts now. Welcome, everybody, to The Psychic and the Doc here on the Transformation Network. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer, and I'm here with the one, the only Dr. Pat Baccili. She's my esteemed co-host, and she is the creator of the Transformation Network, also the host of the long-running and multiple award-winning The Dr. Pat Show, so don't miss that on Transformation Network, as well as the several other incredible shows. This is all about positive talk, holistic healing, feeling better about yourself and about the world. And that's a real challenge. And that's why our theme tonight is so appropriate. It's never too late to bloom.
Yeah. It's a good one, Mark. Hey, thank you so much for that introduction. You know, I don't know if you follow sports or how you look at things, but I've just been totally obsessed this year with women's basketball. And I've seen what the introduction of a mega player has done to change the landscape and get a lot of those ladies what they've deserved. This is the first year and they held out to get what they deserve. So let's talk about blooming. You know, when the sport was started, they had the first woman ever drafted on. And I'm not even going to mention what her salary is because it's just not worth mentioning. So when you take a look at blooming and you watch the draft of these basketball players, you can see it. You can see how the landscape has changed. You could see how they're handling this sport for women just like they are. Well, I'm not going to say it. They have a little ways to go. But this was the first year a women basketball player was offered $1 million to play.
Really?
Yeah, I know you're shocked.
Yeah,
and there are
definitely
multiple ones that have been offered. Now, people like Caitlin Clark, of course, got so many other side deals. But this was the year, though, that they said, we have made a ton of money off of y'all, and these women have stepped up tremendously. Why am I talking about that? Because it's never too late. But what does it take? See, that's the question. What does it take to bloom? And I am a firm believer that the stronger my spiritual practice and spiritual beliefs and my universal spiritual beliefs, the easier my life is. And that has been a discovery for me in these past couple of months. And so blooming shows up in different ways. Now, I'm glad to report I'm not blooming in my weight size, which has always been a lifelong issue for me.
No way.
I come from a robust family, just saying. But it's such an amazing journey. So what is your take on it, and how is that working for you?
Well, I always believe that we have a chance to bloom. I believe in second chances, third chances, fourth chances. And when people say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, who says you're an old dog? You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
boy.
it's like blooming is part of growth. Life is about new opportunities, new experiences. And sometimes those experiences are very difficult. And really, they shake you to your core foundation. You know, as you know, I do a lot of work with helping parents heal. And
Yes.
it's such an honor to work for what we refer to as shining light parents. And the reason that we call people who've lost children a shining light parent is because the love for their child shines forever in their heart, and the soul of their child shines forever in eternity. And while the death of every child, and every
Yeah.
person for that matter, is a tragedy, it opens new doors. Now, we don't want to have to go through those doors, but oftentimes that leads to blooming of a new
Mhm.
spiritual understanding, a new connection with everything.
Mhm.
So growth is seldom easy, but it's always in the long run worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad you mentioned that. I don't know if you know Erica Gifford Mills. She's one of our hosts. I interviewed her the other day because she is an activist. Lost her son, military son, suicide. And so now she's an advocate. She's having an event. She supports events. I mean, she's out there pounding the pavement. And too often we've seen this. One of the most horrific things that can happen is to lose somebody close to you and feel you had no time to say goodbye or you didn't understand it. The woman that created Mad about
Yes,
drunk driving, I
yes,
mean, that came out of one of those acts. And then you have people like Jessica, correct me, Gina, whose son, she does a fabulous show, whose son actually didn't have the ability to speak like you and I, but from a spiritual nature, she connected with him. And Spencer, she connected with him. So we hear stories every day about how to do that. Then, on the other hand, you just can bloom. You don't need to have heartache to bloom. And that's part of today's show.
yeah. That's true, and many times blooming is a beautiful thing, and it isn't always doesn't always involve pain, and that's what Dr. Pat and I are here for. Um, we can't change anybody, but we can listen, and
Yeah.
perhaps we can be part of the water and the fertilizer that helps you bloom.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a funny conversation because this really is funny. Linda and I went out today really quickly over to pick up some things that I needed. I needed a new sports bag and things like that. And, I'm playing in a tournament on Sunday. And I like to look at the garden. Like all these places, you like to go in the garden. So, every time I talk about the garden, Linda rolls her eyes. But then we came home. And I said, my God, she said that tree is dying, they put in there. And I'm like, let's just rip them out. They're not taking care of them. Let's rip them out. Let's plant something new and let's give it a fighting chance. And there are about four different bushes and things here. And so Linda said to me, I am not very good with rules. I will tell you that. Well, we can't do it because we have to write an application to the HOV people. What are they? HOA? I don't know what they're called. But we got to write them a little letter. And then I said, no. So okay, let's just rip the trees out and put new ones in the ground. And part of that is getting to the point in your own life where sometimes you got to take the bull by the horns. I was going to
Yeah.
say by something else, but that's what it is. And
Yes,
that's part of blooming though, isn't it? You
yes,
have to have fierce determination. You
it
really
is.
do.
You do.
And sometimes it's like you said, you just need to get the dang watering can out and water that plant. And that's the same for life. You have to think a moment and think well enough of yourself to realize I need a drink of water and I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm actually going to go get it for
Yeah.
me. And that's easier said than done, isn't it?
It is. It is. I know it's always easier to see what other people need to do to change and to evolve and bloom. So it's easier to see other people than it is to see yourself.
Yeah.
And I think when you learn to see yourself without negative self-talk, that's blooming.
Yeah. Yeah. Now let's talk about blooming. Give everybody an update on what you're doing, what's going on, and then we'll go to a short break and right to the phones.
I got a lot of great stuff going on. I'm going to invite everyone to visit my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com. And when you go there, there's two different programs you can sign up for. One through the Shift Network and the other one through Humanity's Team. And they're both about the afterlife. The Humanity's Team is about near-death experiences. It's like near-death experiences when you die and live to tell about it. And myself and a number of my colleagues, Jacob Cooper, Susan Grau, Jeff O'Driscoll, give some fascinating insights on their journeys into the afterlife. So you can sign up for those. And then in June, I will be one of the keynote speakers in Denver at the Society for Scientific Exploration, the SSE. And that is going to be a really great program. It's a 4-day conference. I believe it's from June 17th through the 21st. So you can find out about all of that by signing up for my newsletter at afterlifefrequency.com. So Dr. Pat, before we go to a break, tell everyone about your website, Unstuckable.
Well, it's interesting. Unstuckable is in a rebirth, which I'm excited about. We did get a registered trademark for it. We're still kind of in a debate about, different paraphernalia and t-shirts, but, we did get that part to educate and coach on Unstuckable. And so, folks are going to hear a lot more about that. Also, you'll hear more coming out with the Transformation Network. We made a major decision on channel launches, but I'm not at liberty to mention it yet. But we discovered something I know about our
Dangling the
hosts.
carrot.
And what we realized is there's one area we weren't going to launch a channel in that we have the most type of hosts in. And that was really eye-opening for me. So probably in about 2 weeks, we're going to be good to go. Go to The Transformation or ttrnetwork.com for those of you out there. You can watch the show. Jessica knows more about downloading our player, and maybe when we come back, she can tell you about that. So let's go to a short break, everybody. We'll be right back.
I'm Mark Anthony, author of The Afterlife Frequency. But don't expect a dry treatise. This book educates, entertains, and reads like a juicy novel.
Joining us today is psychic lawyer Mark Anthony. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I don't think there's another person on the planet anywhere who shares this guy's resume.
He's been on Coast to Coast, the radio show with me for years. He's a psychic lawyer, but he's the real deal.
This book also provides hope in coping with grief, crime, murder, PTSD, and survivor's guilt. The Afterlife Frequency teaches you my 4-step raft technique. Recognize spirit contact, accept it as real, feel it without fear, and trust the message.
Luvology is where your body remembers what your soul never forgot. I work with men and women who are often at the edge of midlife, who are done with surface level living. People who've built the life but still feel numb, who ache for something deeper, more presence, more truth, more touch. We work with what's been silenced: desire, shame, grief, raw pleasure, and the truths your body has been whispering for years. Using ancient practices, modern science, and yummy, delicious sex tools that awaken rather than perform, we reclaim what it means to feel deeply and live turned on from the inside out. This isn't about fixing. This is about remembering. This is conscious hedonism, rooted, real, and alive. If your body's been asking for more, you are in the right place. This is Luvology. Want to go there? Book a compatibility call at gwenamcarsley.com. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I want to welcome you to the Real Healing Institute. This is your invitation to my spiritual circles, where your energy is read, your life receives channeled clarity, and your soul is mirrored by others walking this path with you. Come and be seen, guided, and activated. These spiritual circles are sacred containers, personal energy readings, channeled guidance for your life, and a conscious community where insights flow and souls remember who they are. Visit therealhealinginstitute.com to sign up.
If
you've been journeying with Shakti Durga on the Mystery School podcast, you're invited to something very special this July 2026. Shakti Durga invites you to Carrying the Sacred Fire retreat in the Himalayan foothills of India. This retreat is a journey into illumination, refinement, and embodiment through fire ceremony, meditation, and sacred transmission. If you feel the call, visit shantimission.org to learn more and reserve your place.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Psychic and the Doc. Thank you for joining us. This is a live show, 1-800-930-2819. We do have callers in the queue, and I'm going to kick it back to Jessica. Jessica, why don't you bring on our first caller? Did we? That's kind of weird. Who's ever left? Who's ever left?
And Mercury's not even in retrograde, or is it?
we just had an upgrade in our phone system here.
Oh, cool.
But it's just recent, an hour ago. So who knows?
So we have Alyssa calling in from Oregon. Alyssa, welcome to the show.
Hi, Alyssa. How can we support you and help you tonight? Thank you for calling.
Oh, good afternoon. Yes, I was just wanting a little bit more clarification and direction. I feel like I'm pursuing the wrong path in life, and that might be responsible for all of the blockages, and also how much, if maybe a parasite removal might be an option.
Well, why don't we do this? Let me connect
you
with Mark, and Mark is going to call in your loved ones, or I'm not sure. He's going to call people in to see what message we can give you to help you out with that.
You know what? Actually, Dr. Pat, why don't you start? Because she's asking about the direction in her life.
Sure.
And my question to the caller is, what direction do you think it should be? And then let's let Dr. Pat talk to you, and then let's see what your folks in spirit have to say.
Yeah. And, let me start out by this question. Why do you think you're going in the wrong direction? What are the signs? Hit me up with the signs. What are you seeing?
I feel like every time I do something, there's a blockage. There's always something that I can't overcome.
Great.
Like I'm not going in the right direction.
Oh, you and me both, sister. Woo, that's a good call. So let me ask you a question. I'm not kidding. This is a really good question. The things you're going in a direction to do you love them?
Yes.
Do you love the things you're doing? Right. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, like running out of money because of other unexpected things coming up. They're not being able to finish my certification, and
I got it.
Due to some of my hobbies that are going to be part of my business that I was been planning.
I'm going to help you right now. See, can I assume that you have a spiritual belief and practice? It doesn't matter which one. Can I assume you have one?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Yes, definitely.
So you understand, I'm going to use God as my reference. And for a long time, God meant to me good, orderly. I'm not kidding. Mine was goodness on demand. That was for a lot of years. That's the best I could do. But I'm at a different place in my life. And here's what I've come to know: timing and time. So what if I were to tell you, let's not call them blockages anymore. Let's call them the God of your understanding, rearranging priorities such that when you take care of those things, you're fully ready to bloom in your business. What if you can entertain that thought for a minute?
I'm in my 60s, so I'm getting a late start, but it is possible.
You're in your 60s. Do you even know how old I am? Come on now. You're a youngster to me.
Yes.
And I'm going to play a tournament this weekend. You understand? With a whole bunch of men.
Never too late to bloom. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. So let's erase the age thing. I think when I was 60, I was just starting to network. I think that's true. I don't even know if Jessica was working here yet. So can we erase the whole age thing? Because age has nothing to do with it.
Yes.
You know how long Moses lived? Hello. Right? You know what I'm saying. How
Yeah.
long those people lived? If them people would have died at 60, uh, what would we be talking about? Nothing. Look at the Buddhas. Look at just look around the
Wanting to
block.
write.
All right. So are you willing to let go of the age as a restriction? Because if you do hold age as a restriction, and believe me, I got a dose of this month. If you do
No,
hold
it's
age
not a
as a
restriction.
restriction, okay. So can we get rid of the whole I'm 60 and I'm whatever, you didn't say I'm no spring chicken, but it don't matter. You don't have to be a spring chicken to lay an egg, just saying. So if we take that away, give me another blockage real quick.
Oh, I've been looking at doing something with my writing, whether it's, self-publishing or
Okay.
something just online, but I'm just not even sure like which topic to stick with.
Sure. Good. And you know why you can't come up with that? I think we're twins. The reason that you may not be able to come up with it is because you're seeing all these things as blockages. So I really want you to remove the word. See, what if they were just the universe reorganizing things in your life quickly so you can fulfill your dream? What if that was it? What if you were having these blockages to write a book about blockages? The blockage book. Well, that's $1 million seller right
I thought
there.
about that.
You what?
I
You
thought
thought
about
about
that.
that. Okay. So my
Mm-hmm.
message to you, and Mark is going to jump in. You have to start to change your perspective. Jessica does a show on perspectives that's fascinating, but you have to change your perspective. I am not saying it's easy. I moved back to New Jersey and I came from a place. I'm just going to reference my sport again. Jessica's going, she's going to talk about it again. But I want to talk about it because I moved from Washington State, where as a player, I was revered. You understand that? And I moved to a state now, and they look at me, one, as a woman. You can't find any women here playing. I don't know any. They don't even have women in the tournament category. So that was number one. But number two, I moved back here. And immediately when they look at you, they put you in the lowest rated category you could be in. Now, if that does not teach me humility, I don't know what does, but I understand the process of it. And I understand I'm at a point where I'm not going to take much more than that. But I'm telling you, I had to change my perspective on it. And I'll tell you what I said to those blockages. You better get out of my way. Blockage number 1, 2, or 3, or I'm going to crush you. Mark.
Before I open up the frequency, a good friend of our show is Jana Short.
Oh.
And yeah, she is the editor-in-chief of Best Holistic Life magazine and a new magazine, Ageless Living. And Alyssa, Jana has written a book called The Yet Factor. And what she teaches people is, what you said is, I'd like to do something with my writing. I haven't written anything, yet. So instead of saying I haven't written anything and you put yet on the end of it, it changes it from a negative to a positive and lets you know that you have the potential. So I highly recommend you get her book, The Yet Factor, because that is perfect for you. Now, switching to the spiritual, I got a female energy coming through, and she feels like she is connected to you through your female side of the family. So this feels like somebody connected to you through your mother's side of the family. She feels to me she's a generation above, which means on the parent, aunt, uncle level. And what this woman, she had a denser physical structure. In other words, she had a few extra pounds on her, especially in her later years. Real difficulty speaking prior to passing. I feel all this compression in her throat. And I'm also feeling tremendous pressure in my chest, meaning her chest. and cardiovascular issues. A lot of hardening of the arteries, a lot of sensory issues in her fingers, and now I'm feeling a lot of pain in the teeth and the molars. So she was having circulation issues, a lot of conditions connected to obesity and basically not taking very good care of herself. And I'm not being unkind. This is the information that she's giving to me. I'm also getting a lot of headaches. But she's telling me, before I get to what message she's telling me, do you recognize this person?
On my mother's side.
Well, it could be on your mother's side. It's on the mother level. It feels like it's on your mother's side, but just go with who this resonates with.
Well, I'm not aware of any of my grandmother's having obesity issues. I did have one grandma that was very well endowed and underwent mastectomy in later years. So
There we
it was
go.
an obesity, though.
What about, is your mother on planet Earth or in spirit?
Yes, she's here.
Okay, so this is on that level, and if I'm getting issues with the chest, I believe it's this particular grandmother. Was that your mom or your dad's mother?
My dad's mother.
Did
But
she
but my
engage?
mom's mother also had problems breathing and with choking and whatnot in her later years.
Let's go with that one. I'm not sure what the obesity issue is. She's bringing up obesity. Let's just put that to the side for now. She keeps
Okay.
talking about engaging in a lot of negative self-talk. Now, that could mean maybe she did that, or maybe she was very critical of people, but there's something that she's conveying to me, to you, to where there's something in your past where there was a lot of negative criticism directed towards you. Does any of that? And look, we've all had that, but
That
she's
would
making it a
come from my
point.
father.
I'm sorry?
That would have come from my father, but I think that his mother was aware of it.
Right, but you also have to realize spirits are immortal living beings that can see past, present, future. So we've got a couple grandmothers here. They're talking about that. And the reason that she's bringing up this negative self-talk, and that came from your father, is he on planet Earth or in spirit?
No, he's in spirit.
He's in spirit. Okay. Did he do something of a very technical nature, or hold on, that involved finances, facts, figures, and data? And the reason I'm saying that, whenever I see graph paper, pencils, this gives me like engineering, accounting, technical numbers, something like that. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was electrical dispatcher and engineer, a very specialized skill set.
Okay. And he was the one that directed the negative self-talk to you, correct?
Yes, and he also did a lot of investing in finances and business with his majors.
This may sound rather ridiculous, but he's stepping in, and I keep getting oatmeal, porridge, oatmeal. What's with oatmeal? Some people love it, some people hate it. Could relate to you, could relate to him. It could be a digestive issue.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think because he didn't have any teeth, he had to have all of his teeth removed because he drank so much soda, and he didn't have, that's all he could eat later in life.
Okay. So now we know we got your dad here, and you're connecting all the dots beautifully, Alyssa. So I want you to pat yourself on the back. All right.
He visited me 2 nights ago.
There you go. And he is explaining to me that the negative self-talk or the negative talk, he was under the impression when he was here on planet Earth that this was helping you, like making you strive to be better. Well, if I tear her down, it'll make her rebuild. And now he realizes he was hurting you, and he's apologizing. And he said, let go of all that. Let go of all that. He said, you didn't need to be berated. He said, I should have been praising you and complimenting you. So that's the message. And see, that makes a lot of sense with what Dr. Pat was saying about your blockages. These were things, and he's telling me, that were programmed into you from a young age. And even though you're a mature, responsible, and capable woman, there are these any negative blocks from your past that he is insisting and helping to guide you, those don't have relevance to you anymore. And that's the message.
Yeah. Thank you for Mark. And here's what I want to say, and I want to leave you with. I know we've got a couple of other callers. I want you to practice I am. I really do. I know it sounds hokey. It's not. I want you to practice I am. I am a writer. I am a certified practitioner. I am a wonderful, licensed practitioner in the world. I love the book I'm writing. I'm a best-selling author. I want you to practice that. And here is the exercise my coaches give me, and recently got one from my coach. And I just like rolled my eyes. I want you to do it 70 times a day for 70 days. Are you willing to commit to that?
Okay. Yes, 70 times, not just thoughts, but verbal.
I want you to speak it out, unless you got a bunch of people around you. Well, who cares? I want you to just walk around with your head up high. I'm a best-selling author. I'm a certified practitioner. I have clients filling up, as we speak. You understand what I'm saying? I handle everything that is thrown at me in the perfect way. You got it?
And I'm going to call you
70
back in
times a
70
day
days.
for 70 days. And I'm telling you,
Will do.
Linda will write down your number. We may have to call you. No, we never do that. But please call us back. Don't wait 70 days to call us back. You'll notice a difference in 7 days, but you will solidify it in 70. It'll be done
I haven't
by then.
Too. That's already published, so I guess very doable.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You're on a roll. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Boy, I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. My self-esteem in a sport that I have more gold medals than most people can talk about has been hit so hard. And I just wonder about that. And I get a little pity party. But then I treated myself to two brand new sheets of rubber for my bats. Okay, Jessica, who do we have?
We're going to go to Chris from Texas. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
How are you? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Well, we want to know how we're going to help you tonight. Where do you want to start?
I do have loved ones in spirit. If we want to start there before I hit you with my earthly problems.
Okay.
Let's kick it up. Come on.
Let's talk to heaven before we get stuck on earth.
Yeehaw!
Right, Chris? All right. Chris, it's funny when you said I have a loved one in spirit. Oh, you've got a lot more than that, because I got 7 spirits here, and there's a gentleman stepping forward, and I'm feeling this thing in the throat, but I'm tasting a lot of blood. And so this gentleman was having some type of condition with his throat and his mouth, and I'm tasting a lot of blood. Now, this could mean some type of lesion or cancerous condition in his throat or mouth, but because I'm tasting blood, this could be a problem with his blood. It doesn't have to be a bleed out, could be an internal hemorrhage as well. And his age range, he was a mature man. He could have been around 60 or so when he passed. I'm also getting tremendous amount of pain just above both hips. And the thing about the hips, this could indicate he may have been having some problems walking, ambulating, but the kidneys are located right above the hips. And so he may also have been having some kidney issues. And I get this heaving sensation, prior to passing. This guy was pretty darn ill. And I'm feeling a lot of points, little nodules in the lungs. This could be a cancerous condition, but there was, to recap, mouth and throat, blood, something with the lungs, the pulmonary system, and the kidneys. Do you recognize this person?
Yes, it could very well be my uncle, Buzz.
Okay. Well, let's talk to your uncle. Is he on your mom's side of the family? And the reason I'm saying this is when my right hand tingles, it's usually your mom's side of the family. Left hand's the dad, but I'm getting a real pull from your mom's side. Okay. So it's your mom's brother then?
Yes.
Okay. I'm pausing because let me ask you this. Did this guy tend to use some choice language?
Yeah, probably.
He said, get off your blank. He said, get off your blank. He said, because
Okay.
you can do anything. He said, you can do anything. He said, don't feel sorry for yourself. And he's not criticizing you. And he's not saying that you wallow in pity parties, but he said, you can do anything. Now, there's a woman over there with him, and she had like real thick, luxurious type of hair. She kind of reminds, remember Gilligan's Island? Remember Ginger on Gilligan's Island? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
She kind of reminds me of the actress was Tina. It's actually Tina Louise is the only member of the Gilligan's Island cast still alive. She's in her 90s now, and I always liked Ginger. But anyway, she was a very, very attractive woman, and she was elderly when she passed. She could have easily been late 70s, 80s when she passed. And she still took a lot of pains to make sure that she looked good. And with her passing, there was a decline. It wasn't like a big surprise that she was declining, but it's like all of a sudden she went. Do you recognize this woman?
Yeah. Yes, that's
Okay.
my grandmother.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you, this was a cool grandmother. A cool grandmother. This is not a little house on the prairie grandmother. This is the smoking the cigarette, like, get off your. It's funny. Both of these spirits are telling you, Chris, get off your, I'll say duff, because, we don't use, language like that on the show, even though spirits do this. Let me ask them why they're telling you to get off your duff. They're telling me that you've kind of painted yourself into a corner emotionally, and they're not faulting you for this. And you haven't intentionally done this. This is a circumstance thing. And they're telling you it's time to stop worrying about the paint being wet. Make your mark, walk through it, get out the door. In other words, don't stagnate, push yourself. And I think that this ties into the feelings of loss that you have for the person you want to hear from the most. And that person has not yet stepped forward. Is this by any chance another male?
Yes.
Okay. Well, now he stepped forward, and okay, this has got to be one of the weirdest messages I've gotten in a long time. Remember Crayola crayons?
Yes.
He's eating a purple Crayola crayon. Now, that's about as weird a message as we're going to get. This could be something about in your past or his crayons, and I know all kids play with crayons, but it's specifically the color purple. Purple, and it's weird because tonight I felt motivated to wear a purple shirt. I don't know if it's coming through as purple on the camera. Purple could also signify the month of February. Why? Because amethyst is the birthstone for February, amethyst being purple. Purple could have a significance to you. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, maybe there's an emotional thing, or something about crayons. No matter how weird it is, does anything there resonate with you, Chris?
Absolutely. In my meditation, I see the color purple. I'm sitting here in my truck. I'm not actually even watching the show, but I'm sitting in my truck, and this person that I was expecting to come through first, I told him to bring through the color purple.
Bada bing, bada purple. Okay. I gotta ask.
100. I told him two things, and that was one. The crayons.
Okay. What's with crayons? Could be creativity, could be drawing. I'm trying to think of all the things associated. Crayons are made of wax, so there's something there.
Yeah, I know what that is too. I kind of have to give away more of.
Go ahead, because we're doing mini readings.
So this is my son Levi in spirit, and I'm a member of Helping Fathers Heal, and we had a retreat last August, and one of my brothers in the group brought crayons and coloring pages with all the kids' names on it and designs. for us
There
to
you
color.
go.
And we all kind of looked at it like, what the heck? This guy wants us to color. And by the end of the weekend, you'd walk in this room and there's, 40 grown men leaned over coloring pages.
Wow.
I think Levi has hit the nail on the head. And it's funny the way he's eating the crayon. That's got to be some type of subtle message here. Let's talk to him a bit more. And first off, on behalf of Dr. Pat, myself, and everyone with Transformation Network, please accept our deepest sympathies on the passing of Levi, and no dad should ever have to go through this. I get this sense like when I say I'm getting this slamming sensation to my head, that doesn't necessarily mean head trauma. It could mean an abrupt or unexpected passing, but I just get this massive force.
He passed from a traumatic brain injury after a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I always like to be diplomatic with that.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, and he wants you to know it was a total accident. Okay, hold on. He was really intelligent because he's talking about the coefficient of friction was like in reverse. In other words, with the front and the back tires of the motorcycle, the front wheel was going to the left, the rear was going to the right. So all of a sudden there's this diagonal shift. And he just said to me, it was as if there was no friction gripping the wheels on the road. So the coefficient of friction was in reverse, was non-existent. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And
in what way?
That's how I see the accident happening. He was on a dark road at night, and he actually hit a pedestrian who's walking his dog. And long story, but it really was not his fault from what I've learned. They were the only two there, but from what I've learned, it was just it was their time, as you know.
Was this a little dog this person was walking? Do you know?
I think I picture a bigger dog, but I'm not actually 100% sure.
I'm seeing a breed called a Skipperkey. And Skipperkeys they look like a chow, but smaller, and they're dark, black. So, but he's showing me this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hold on. He said, "Dad, you always know how to pull the rabbit out of the," and I'm going to say hat, but that's not what he's saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to give you a message too about purple. I know we've got another caller waiting, but I want to give you this message. I want you to hold on to the fact that purple crayons are made of wax. I don't know if you have purple candles, but the one thing I want to leave you with is the violet flame. I don't know if you heard the term, the violet flame, but it's believed to be a powerful energy that is used to transmute negative energy into positive and spiritual energy. And I use it a lot. And I don't know if that's something else going on in your life outside of this, because you sound really peaceful, but you have something else in your life that you have to transmute. I know I'm right?
Oh, yes, you are. And that's honestly, I have a very strong connection with Levi and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mark. I've been to the conferences and seen your presentations, and been listening to you on Coast to Coast for years. But I really today I'm having more of family problems. Levi's little brother, who's here, and my wife and I are. My wife's very stuck in her grief, and his younger brother has had obviously a horrible time too, but now he's had some legal problems. He is expecting a child, and now he's decided he wants to move out of the house. And I'm like, well, you can't afford that. You know, we're already helping you out with all this other stuff. His mom just wants him to, my wife just wants him to be happy. And I totally understand that. I just don't
I just got
think,
to tell you, I'm going to jump in right here because I got to give you an answer. And the answer is the color purple, and purple is very symbolic. And this is really what I'm going to ask you to set up some kind of practice, because it's the bridge between the physical and the spiritual realms. That's what it is. It's also crown chakra, which is intuition and higher consciousness. You're being called to step above all of that chit chat. You're being asked to step above and go to a spiritual practice in place. I mean, the idea of purple is very important, but this violet flame, look it up, Google it. Don't you love when I say that? Google it.
I am familiar with it.
Okay, because you need to bring that
Yeah.
into your home now. You know, this is not a
Yeah.
Virgo answer to a Sagittarian problem. It has to be where you are working to help, but not hinder. And this is a young man in pain. Do you understand? If you can go as a
Okay,
group, the three of y'all, and go get some group work done, please think about doing that sooner rather
Yes.
than later.
Yeah.
Can you do that? And even if
Yeah,
your wife
and,
doesn't want to go with him, go. But I got to give you a word of caution. If you do go, it is not going to be about you, and you have to promise that it's not about you.
absolutely.
You have to hear
And
him.
I feel obviously he's kind of lost his parents as well as his brother.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I have found a lot of support
Yeah.
and helping fathers heal for one, and many other
Yep.
Yes.
sources of help. My wife
We have got to do
hasn't been
more
ready
in
for
this
that,
area.
hasn't found her place.
Yeah, we have to do more in
Yeah.
this area for our youth. I work with youth in addiction and recovery. So, Mark, is there a place that he can go for youth or family support? Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
hard if one member doesn't want to go, but the son, I feel strongly that the son needs to work with the dad here to get this help.
Yeah, there's a couple things. I know that Helping Parents Heal, of which Helping Fathers Heal is a division of, they're doing more work with siblings now. But I'm also going to, Chris, I'm going to suggest Dr. Mark Pitstick, who's also very active with HPH, his Greater Reality Living program. So go to Greater Reality Living. I'll just look it up on the internet. And I know they're having a session on Sunday. And you can talk to Dr. Pitstick directly and say, hey, you know, I need something for, you know, siblings who've lost siblings. And he does really great work. He's a colleague and a dear friend of mine as well, because you know, yes, parents absolutely, without a doubt, need the help, but so do the siblings.
Yeah.
And Dr. Pat, as usual, hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I lost all three of my sisters, and I'll tell you, losing my three sisters, and especially my oldest sister, was harder than losing my parents. And I really didn't understand it. I just know the impact it had on me, and I didn't know where to go. So I hope you can reach out and do that. But light a purple candle. Do something with the color purple, okay?
I absolutely will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you
God
for
bless you,
calling.
Chris.
Wow. We are not I'm just going to say it. I know there are organizations out there, but we are not doing enough for the children that are left behind. They're caught in the middle. It's called muddle in the middle. And they're caught there. I call it muddle in the middle. I mean, that's not a big psychological term. Hey, look, we got a few minutes, Jessica. Why don't we go and see if we can take our Sarah from Italy?
Yep, absolutely.
And then Sarah can call back next week and we'll get her in.
Yep, absolutely. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Buongiorno, Sarah.
Hi.
I'm going to kick you right over the mark, Sarah.
Yes, I called a few years ago, and you both helped me out so great, and I wanted to call back again and see if there were any messages for me.
Okay, is your dad Tony? No? Did I make that up?
Yes, Tom.
Tom,
That's it. I knew it. Tom. Say hi to Tom. Let's get some help for you. And if you call in next week, we'll make sure we get you more help. Go ahead.
Sarah, this is really interesting because I'm getting an elderly woman coming through who had major dental issues. Okay. I mean, I feel like I'm chewing glass. So she was having a lot of hard issues, difficult issues with her teeth when she passed. But this lady was very elderly. I mean, she easily could have been in her 90s. I'm seeing the lines in her face. And even though eating, masticating, chewing was difficult toward the end of her physical life, she had a good life, and she wants you to know that. And she's all about a life well lived, a life well lived. And she is flanked with entities that I refer to as angels. And she said that you have been there's something that you've been doing, Sarah. I don't know if it's a meditative practice or a prayerful, because prayer and meditation are very, very closely intertwined. You're doing something where you're raising your frequency and touching this angelic level, but you're not following their guidance because you're doubting yourself. And by doubting yourself, you're doubting them. Does any of that resonate with you, Sarah?
Yes.
In what way?
That's my grandmother, and I definitely have been doing a spiritual practice, but I've been doubting myself, and I understand why that has been a block.
Okay, Dr. Pat, this is definitely an opening for you.
Can you please call us back next week, Sarah? Because I'm going to give you a short answer, and I want you to call back, and we'll put you right up in front in the queue. What do you love doing that you are not doing? Just one thing. First thing that pops in your head. I don't care what it is.
I know it. Do you want me to say it?
Yes.
Singing.
Yes, just one thing. Because that's what's going on. Go ahead.
Singing.
Why are you not doing it?
Ooh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Why are you not doing it?
Give
me one word. One word. You're
Fear.
afraid? Okay. You live in Italy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Get ready for what I'm going to tell you to do, and you're going to report in. Do you play an instrument, or you just want to sing?
I just want to sing.
I want you to go to a street corner tomorrow, and I want you to find 3 songs that you love to sing, and I want you to stand on that street corner, and I would like you to sing.
Got it.
And then I want you to call me back next week. Call back into the show. You understand? I don't care what time of day you go. I don't care if you're, I want you to go find a street corner. I just want you to stand there and start singing.
You got it. I'll do it.
Good. And I want to hear from you next week. Okay. Mark, what do you think? Are we good?
For sure.
I think that is such great advice. And in Italy, you can get away with that without, people, there's somebody singing, so you can have their Volare, but whatever you do, Sarah, it's going to be beautiful. And it will be reflective of the voices of the angels.
Yes.
So put your faith in your spirituality and in the angelic realm, and go belt out those 3 tunes, and just have fun doing it.
Yeah. And if people start to put money down, you are to take it.
Okay.
Okay. Just saying, don't be
both.
like, I don't want
Thank
it.
you.
Don't do that. You just take it, and you can donate it or do whatever you want to do. But thank you.
Give it to charity. Yeah.
This was such an important, I know we got you at the tail end, but I'll tell you, the message that I gave you is a message I'm giving myself. Sometimes you just have to do it. And you're in a place where you could do it, and people are not going to care. They're not going to care.
Right.
Are you in Tuscany, or are you in a different part of Italy?
I'm in Rome.
They are not going to care. They are not going to care.
Center of the universe.
Have fun. And if you actually sing Ave Maria, you'll become a star. Okay?
Ciao.
Okay,
Ciao. Thank
good.
you so much. Thank you. I love to sing too, but I got to tell you, I cannot hold a note. When
I
I'm up here singing during the day and I got my music, Linda comes up like 5 times. What are you doing? I'm singing. Why? Mark, last words.
we're going to see all of you next week. And you know what? It's not too late to bloom and sing in the shower, in the car, sing.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.